Hello Tom here, back in the loft again, and today I thought to do something a bit different, make a change from unboxings. We've got a little running session. Now on the left hand side you'll be able to see my old Bachmann Class 24. Over the Christmas holidays I converted the upper line back to analogue. It's the reason why I haven't done the unboxing for the Ginty yet. But yeah, I've just been having fun giving the old trains a run. My dad and brother have been round. My dad's ran some of his old triangle locomotives, so we'll have a few clips of them running later. And yeah, I thought I'd get a few of mine out for a run. So the loco that's just gone past now was my very first Bachmann loco I purchased back in 2003 or 4. I think it might have been 2004. So it's this one, as by the, oops, might not be light. You can see it by the price. I paid £44.50 for it, so imagine buying a brand new loco for that, and at the time it was quite a detailed loco. So there's the product code there. That was from a model shop in Southport, which sadly no longer exists. But yeah, so I've kept it, even though it doesn't really get run because it's not DCC ready. But you know, it's didn't want to part with it really, so it's having a run on the layout now, and it's runs alright with those Hornby Mark 1 suburban coaches. I was toying with getting the new Acura scale ones, but apart from having the lighting in the new coaches and obviously a much more interior detail, these coaches do hold up pretty well. And the other purpose of this video is to show you don't need to spend a fortune. So I think I paid just under £20 each for those coaches, which, you know, is quite a lot. You know, it's not bad by today's standards, but you know, you got a complete train there for 80 odd pound. And because you can get those locos for around 40 or 50 pound mark now, if you look carefully enough. If you go to shows or train fairs and things, you can grab a bargain, especially on online auction sites now, gone a lot cheaper. Over here we've got so these aren't basic. Well, this was a basic Hornby Pacer, which at the time maybe would have cost you 70 or 80 pounds new, but someone's converted it to sound and fitted lights to it and everything, so that's a much cheaper alternative than getting something like the new Real Track model, which is going to fetch you over £400 with sound in it. We've got the Class 87 over here, so Winston Churchill. This is my favourite sort of privatisation livery when it came out, the Virgin Trains livery. So we'll have that run today. Like I say, because I sort of run modern era, a lot of these ones don't get a proper run in now, but we can class this as a vintage set, can't we? I'm sure someone like LSL or another rail touring company might do the Virgin Brown one day, you never know. But anyway, yeah, so we'll have a look at some more locomotives now, and we'll have a bit of a running session. Okay, coming up the Heritage line now. Again, it's definitely not a budget model. It's quite a highly detailed model. It's the South East Chatham Railway Wainwright H-Class. And it's pulling a set of Bachmann Birdcage coaches, and really nice loco. I've tried DC fitting this one in the past. We just can't seem to get a decoder that will fit inside the body. It needs adapting to put the decoder in the cab, which I didn't have the confidence to do. So it's just sort of been left. But I thought it's a shame not to run this loco, because it's very, very nicely detailed. It's not too bad a runner either, and it goes really nice with those Bachmann coaches. The Bachmann coaches are dearer than loco. I think the three combined cost me about £120–130, but the loco itself was a bargain. It was part of a deal from Worley, the Worley show back in 2019. If you join the Hornby Club, well, you basically buy the loco for £100, you get your year's membership for the Hornby Club, you got another Hornby Club model, and obviously the H-Class for £100, so that was a bargain. That was the reason why I bought it. I've always really liked the South East Chatham livery. The Hatton's P-Class was always one of my favourites as well. So I do class that as a not so expensive loco to buy for £100. Anyway, so let's move on now to next locos. Okay, here we have one of the cheapest locos I've ever bought, or two of the cheapest. So we got the Hornby Heimer here and the Class 37. They both cost me £15 each from an exhibition, and they are basic Hornby models from the early 2000s, but especially this Heimer here, it runs really well. So you can almost get a crawl out of it. It is a typical noisy Ringfield motor, but for £15, I mean, that's a cracking little model. The Class 37 now, I've actually took the motor unit out of that and put the dummy unit in it, so it could be a towed engine. So just see if we can demonstrate that now, and see if we can get that to work. So I've still got the motor unit, so I've got another EWS 37 as well, and so both power units are in the other 37, so I've just got to swap them back over. So yeah, that was the main reason for that, because I thought putting this Louds digital, it's a heritage line, we can have a bit of loco shunting going on, because these locos don't weigh much either because of the way they are. And you can see by the Class 24 here that we had running earlier, that's a super smooth run. It's got no working lights like the more modern equivalents, but it's got two driver figures in it, and for its time it was a very good model. Like I say, the 37 is so basic, but there's not much that can go wrong with it really. They're easy enough to clean and service. But yeah, so that's why I kept them. And like I say, what sort of started me doing this video was I was running some older locos to basically sell, to help fund the O-gauge stuff that I've been buying. But I thought also while I was doing it, I could give a run to the stuff that I'm keeping, so that's what I've been doing. So we'll get a few clips of the 35 running now, and we'll see what else we've got. Okay, another loco to take a quick look at. This little 040, which came with the Hornby Collectors Club probably about 12 years ago, something like that, maybe more. And we've got a couple of pacers in the siding, we'll give them a run in a sec. So again, if you want a budget model, this has always been Hornby's range, and they've finally done a little B4 locomotive, so a new one. These used to be called pocket rockets because they used to run 100 miles an hour, but this one, as you can be able to see in the clips, it runs pretty smoothly and I can't run it at slow speeds. The wagons there, you know, you can pick them up for 3, 4, 5 quid each, so that's a nice cheap train that you can have right there. We've got the Class 70 here. When I first set this layout up, this was the first loco I bought when I got back into the hobby. It's not sound fitted, just DCC, but it still runs well, as you can see. So we'll see a few more clips of that, and then sticking with the budget range. So if you want to get into the narrow gauge, you know, before we could add all these fancy Bachmann locos, you have to have these. These are just metal kits from Pico, and they have a grain fire chassis on them. So it's a noisy loco, it's not the smoothest, but that loco there cost me I think about £35. So, and it was already painted up by someone else, so it's a cheaper way of getting into the hobby. You can get wagon kits for £5 or £6 each as well, coach kits for about £8 to £10. So you know, it's doesn't have to be expensive. Anyway, let's move back on. We'll feature one more loco, and then we'll just focus on the running session. Okay, our final loco, as you can see, is none other than the Hornby HST. So this was a train set I got around 2006. There's the dummy and power car, 2 coaches and an oval track. which cost a grand total of £60. That was half price. I think it was Woolworths at the time, or it might have been Model Zone, can't remember, but it was a bargain either way. And HST's always been one of my favourites, as you know, so but it'd be fair to give that a run. And one of my older DCC HSTs, the Virgin East Coast livery, so it's nice to give it a run. This one again hasn't had a run for about 4 years and it runs well. It really is one of my favourite liveries, and like I say, you can still pick these up at a reasonable cost. I've seen them go for £70–80, somewhere upwards of 100. So if you wanted a high speed train like that, and if it's running at high speeds like it is now, you don't really see the detail, so I think it's a perfectly good loco for the price. And yeah, it's been fun. It's not meant to be a serious running session, prototypical or anything. It's just a bit of fun running some older analogue trains from when I was a kid. So, and some of that I've actually bought when I started the hobby again. So yeah, like I say, it's nice to get them out of the box and get them running, because I'm not one of these people that believes you should be sat in a box or sat in a glass case all their lives. They need to be run and played with and enjoyed. So hope you enjoyed this running session, and you know, if you want to see more like this, if you want to see more older locos, more trying, maybe air-fixed Apple type engines from the 1970s, 80s, 90s, put it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. There's a big collection that my dad and brother have got, older trains, and I've still got a few more myself, so I can easily convert the track back to analogue again in the future. And yeah, that's it for now, and like always, keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.